So there's kind of an iceberg, or multiple tiers to sword knowledge. The first tier is, what you see on the surface, what you see in media and film, anime, whatever. You think, hey, swords are cool, katanas are cool, dual wielding is cool, using swords in the reverse grip is cool, and that's cool. But then some people go deeper under the surface and get to tier 2, which is people who have done some research. Maybe people who have messed around a bit with actual swords, and some people who look into the source material some. This source information tells you things like, well, actually, katanas are made with low-quality steel, and they break pretty often. Well, actually, dual wielding doesn't really work, unless, and maybe they come across some rapier and dagger stuff, and they think that a longer weapon plus a shorter weapon is how to do it. And they think that reverse grip sucks, because, it's not in any of the stuff that's easily accessible. You don't really see it in HEMA tournaments. And people learned that you cannot cut through armor with a sword. However, the third tier, the bottom tier, I'm sorry that there are only 3 tiers in this iceberg video. This is after you've researched these sorts of things a decent amount. You find out that, yes, some were made with low-quality iron. However, Japan had multiple sources of iron, and they had swords of different qualities. The really cheap ones broke, but really cheap European swords broke too. With dual wielding, you find that it was used with 2 regular length swords, like side swords, rapiers, arming swords, and it was seen as a pretty strong technique. Some people saw it as second only to polearms. A difficult technique, but quite valid. And in that bottom tier, you learn that even though people using a sword in the reverse grip was pretty niche, it still happened and can be found in a lot of different manuals from the medieval period. And that's just Europe. Swords still can't cut through armor though, so that one's still true. However, you could do the mordhau, and if you're in that second tier and you watch YouTubers, you know about that, and you think that that's the way that swords are up against armor. However, in the third tier, you find out that that was more limited to German judicial combat and not really a battlefield thing.